Florent Gross, CEO of Priothera in Ireland. Priothera has been created in October 2020. We acquired a clinical stage drug named mocravimod from Kyorin Pharmaceutical in Japan. Kyorin created the molecule mocravimod. This is an S1P receptor drug, which is in the same class as fingolimod, another S1P receptor developed by Novartis for treatment of multiple sclerosis, which is now a multi-billion franchise. Mocravimod was partnered by Kyorin with Novartis. Novartis then studied the drug in various autoimmune indications, including for the treatment of graft versus host disease, GVHD, in stem cell transplantation for blood cancer patients. Ultimately, Novartis had another drug called Jakavi, which was more developed for GVHD, which is now approved for treatment of acute GVHD. For this business reason, Novartis decided to return the rights to Kyorin back in 2018. The Novartis development team for mocravimod discovered lately, while the drug was returned to Kyorin, that mocravimod was doing more than just a good therapy for GVHD. Literally, Novartis observed a 50% improvement of survival and a similar reduction of relapses after 1 year in various hematologic cancers. And still today, many years after the clinical study conclusion, many of the treated patients still do well. So in 2019, I negotiated with Kyorin the worldwide rights for this drug. And on top, we could convince a number of Novartis development people who knew about the drug to join Priothera. So what do we have? We have a single pharmaceutical product called mocravimod that went already in hundreds of healthy volunteers and patients. Since inception of the company, we filed strong new IP, we prepared for commercial supply of the drug, and we advanced exciting prospects in CAR-T therapy as a combination therapy. But above all, we convinced the FDA and the European national regulatory authorities to approve the start of a global registration trial using mocravimod in combination with stem cell transplant. This for treatment of AML patients, acute myeloid lymphoma. But in future, the drug could be developed the same way for other blood cancers like ALL or MDS. How does it work? About 40% of blood cancer patients will undergo stem cell transplant. The patients generally have already failed chemotherapies, and this is their last resort therapy. The stem cell therapy consists of removing the immune system in the cancer patients because it is compromised. This is a conditioning first step, after which patients will get a new immune system by infusion of stem cells given by a donor. This is the transplant second step. Mocravimod, also codenamed as KRP-203, is given then orally each day from the day of the conditioning through the transplant step and for a duration of 1 year. Mocravimod works two ways. First, mechanistically, the drug therapy forces the transplanted immune cells, particularly T cells, to stay in the bone marrow and other lymphoid organs. And this is a well-known mechanism used for the treatment of multiple sclerosis or ulcerative colitis. What we discovered is new, that this mechanism has a beneficial effect in oncology. Literally, it induces a concentration and an activation of the transplanted immune cells against the residual cancer cells. And this first mechanism has also the advantage to avoid that the new T cells go in the periphery of the body, hence reducing bad peripheral side effects like acute and chronic GVHD. That's why we are pretty excited by the prospect of mocravimod for the therapy of various cancers in combination with stem cell transplant or with CAR-T cell therapy. Kyorin and Novartis have both invested over many years. We raised 30 million Series A in 2020, and recently we got two loans, one from BPI France of 1.5 million euro and another very large one from the European Investment Bank of 17.5 million euro. As said, the milestones achieved to date by the company are IP filing, CMC advances, CAR-T development, but more importantly, on the regulatory front, not only we have regulatory labels for rare diseases, but also for fast track, but we have now approval for a global registration trial in USA, in European countries. Our key clinical milestones are quite close, actually in 2 years. By July 2024, with the primary endpoints of the AML clinical trial, which will allow us to start the process for drug approvals in various countries, which might take through early 2026. By early 2024, We will also have 1 year follow-up of CAR-T treated patients in an exploratory clinical trial, adding an exciting new indication to the portfolio. There is no doubt that improving survival in AML patients is long awaited. The death rate remains really high. The potential for Mocravimod is, however, not limited to AML, but more broadly to any stem cell therapy for other blood cancers like ALL and MDS. We calculated in a conservative manner that the market potential will largely exceed 1 billion sales annually in USA and Europe combined. Interestingly, the potential in CAR-T cell therapy is even larger, exceeding that of the stem cell transplant. We are currently launching an awareness campaign toward pharmaceutical companies of interest, and there is no doubt that the value of our drug in an M&A transaction will be in the magnitude of others announced over the last years.